Hey, what's going on guys? SB here, welcome back to the channel. Now today's video, I wanted to have a chat about the state of trials. As you've seen recently, I'm sure, via a lot of other videos on YouTube, maybe it's Twitter, maybe it's Reddit, or just generally in the Destiny community, you will know that trials has been taking a nosedive in its popularity. Absolutely just going down shit creek without a paddle. It is just, it's dying, you know? The player base hasn't been happy with it, and the amount of players playing the game mode itself has been dwindling down quite a bit. So, you know, being somebody who is, you know, almost forced at this point to play PvP to find some sort of fun to do in Destiny in terms of content, you know, I've definitely experienced this firsthand, along with a lot of friends of mine who have dealt with the with trials in general, playing trials on the weekends and doing their own little trials carries, and, you know, carrying myself and some of my other fortunate friends through it. So I thought I'd come here, have a little chat about it, discuss the issues are, or what I think the issues are, you know, the things that are plaguing trials, what the player base is looking like, and, you know, give my overall perspective on what they could do to fix it, and just give an insight into what a PvE player sees when looking into this state of trials. So getting started, obviously, like I said before, the player base in trials, the numbers of people playing it have been dwindling down to the thousands, or the low thousands, should I say. If you remember, obviously, when Trials was first reworked back in Season of the Lost, it was bustling with a player base, lots of people jumping in back in there to play, especially after, you know, all the cheaters were pretty much, you know, banned and gone with the new anti-cheat system, along with a much more friendly and forgiving Trials system where you could just play to earn weapons and to earn rep in Saint 14, and you could play and get 7 wins and still have a chance of getting an adept weapon and all this type of stuff. It was a lot more fun for the average player, whether you were casual, a PvE main, and still a PvP main could go in there and have fun regardless. Adding the flawless pool and the freelance option every couple of weeks was really nice, and it was good for the first couple seasons. It stayed strong throughout Season of the Lost. It stayed strong during Witch Queen and Season of the Risen, but recently has been dwindling slowly down and down and down into what it is recently, which is about 10,000 players in Trials. Barely anybody. I'm sure you've seen screenshots around it. I'll pull one up on the screen if I could find one. If I didn't, I apologize, but it's been dwindling down to barely anybody wanting to play the game mode. I myself, last week specifically, not this weekend, not the last weekend of Trials, sorry, the weekend before that, during Exodus Blue, played quite a bit of Trials because it was 2 times rep, and I was actually enjoying myself. I've been playing a lot more PvP recently, and the entire state of Trials wasn't terrible that weekend, but I could see what was pushing players away. As some of you know, we've had the linear fix, or the linear nerf, whatever you want to call it, as of this weekly reset, adjusting linear's flinch and ADS aim assist cone and all that type of stuff. There's still news about it being broken and busted, mid-air accuracy being 100% or whatever. I haven't looked too deeply into it. I will have to see what the changes are like when I play some more PvP for myself, but it seems they've changed linears to a degree. We'll have to see how they hold out this weekend. But sidearms is what I believe to be one of the main issues in current PvP standing and in the current PvP scene, because the absolute tyranny that they are bringing, specifically stuff like weapons like Drang and Brigand's Law, and, you know, the Keening, Drang and the Traveler's Chosen being 2 of the exotic ones that people are using quite a bit as well. They are absolutely tearing through the PvP game mode. You know, the activities and trials has been a complete and utter torturous game mode with it. I've got some gameplay here in the background from this weekend of Trials, the weekend just passed, of me using Traveler's Chosen with my teammates Titan and Grudge, and Titan and I are absolutely running around just ringing people out with this sidearm. It is doing way too much damage. I think it was 37 to 40 body shot and a 50 damage, like 50 to the head, like, you know, damage output. It's completely and utterly busted. It's like 140 hand cannon damage with a rapid fire sidearm, and you may be going, oh, but you're not doing it from that far distance. From a far enough distance away, I think from like a 140 hand cannon distance away, you're still hitting about 30 minimum. around that. I can't remember how much you were hitting, but it was still a very high damage output for a sidearm. And I've been playing just today. Drang was absolutely ringing me out in a couple of Rumble matches that I was playing before I got into the main meaty part of my stream doing Grandmasters. Was just absolutely terrible. And Rat King allowing you to go invisible. People were abusing that on hunters, specifically using Gyrofactions and the explosive payload. What is it called again? The solar fusion grenade, not solar fusion grenade, sorry. The solar wave frame grenade launcher from Season of the Risen. Absolutely abused. People were abusing that last week, during Exodus Blue week. It was absolutely tearing it up. And, it's the weapons like that, like just sidearms being as busted as they are, it's just crazy. People are crafting them, trying to get their hands on like a decent roll. I think rangefinder has to do something to do with it. I've seen rangefinder being busted on a lot of weapons, especially, for example, funnel web, absolutely tearing it up for whatever reason on a 900 RPM SMG, but those have always been somewhat decent. But the overall craziness that these like the sidearms that are bringing to the game is, beyond belief, and is absolutely what I feel to be one of the main reasons why Trials has become so, cancerous, for a lack of a better word. Now, on top of that, we can go into a short bit of class abuse. So talking about Hunters, Warlocks, and Titans. To start with, Hunters. Invis spam has, in my opinion, has always been a pain in the dick to deal with. You could counter it quite easily if you knew what you were doing as a PvP player, but with Gyrofactions being as busted as they are, and still, just being able to spam Invis 24/7, Shadow Dive and Shadow Dive. What is it called? Shadow Dive? I don't even know. The Shadow Dive equivalent for Void. That is one of my least favorite and most annoyed it annoys me so much hearing that ring out across the battlefield whenever I'm playing a game of PvP, because as a Titan main, my ballistic slam takes 5 seconds to just dive down to the ground. That thing is almost immediate, and you can avoid so many shots. You go invisible, you put down a smoke bomb, which can then slow and blind anybody nearby. By the way, smoke bombs need to be discussed. The smoke bomb should not be doing what they're doing. Slowing down, blinding, just stopping you from sprinting. It is a stupid thing, and you can't destroy them either. You shoot them, pop, bang, they still go off. You're up shit creek without a paddle with one of those, you know what I mean? But that's an entirely different rant. Hunters have always been a dick in PvP because they're the most easy to play character, in my opinion, in PvP and Trials, but they have been quite, annoying as of recently with all this, abuse in terms of the meta. Obviously, as well, Warlocks, there's not much to talk about with Warlocks apart from the arc melee ability that they have. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Bungie coded, but I've seen clips of the arc melee ability going around corners where just crazy distances that you would never expect a melee ability to get. The chain reaction is appallingly large. It is, for a melee ability, it shouldn't be one tap. I don't think any melee ability shouldn't one tap. You know what I mean? The only melee ability that should one tap is the precise throwing knife on a hunter, and even then, that should be a bit of a tweak towards the aim assist on that thing, because I still think that's a bit strong, but that's a different discussion. I've also seen clips where I've played in a game of Trials where I've seen the ability teleport towards my friend Titan, and it goes up a ledge, just up a ledge. Literally, it's like a 3-4 foot ledge, just up that. It's like a good height between where my teammate was standing and where they slid from. Bang, teleport, instantly killed. You know what I mean? And it's along with the fact that I've got clips of me double jumping in the sky and it teleports up and hits me. It's a bit over the top, in my opinion. That is just, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be happening. I don't know what they coded it. I don't know why it's so effective, but also stupidly broken. But and I'm not gonna sit here and critique two classes without critiquing the third. Titans are some of the most annoying people to just play against, and when I'm saying this about one specific ability: shoulder charge, shield bash, and hammer strike. If you know what a Titan is, talking to you, or you hunter mains who don't know anything else but dodge, the shield bash ability can be buffed via the Peregrine Greaves boots that allow you to have a safer shield bash, and it does more damage when you do it in mid-air. This has been plaguing all of my games for the last 3 weeks. The ability that I see, specifically shield bashing Titans, they're the ones that get overshield from that type of shit. What I've been seeing is I'll put down a barricade and they will slide through my barricade and shield bash me. I mean, like, slide into a shield bash. They will slide into a shield bash, you know, or slide shotgun it into a shield bash, right? All in one motion, right? And not lose any HP from that barricade exchange. And I'll melee them. The second they come through that barricade, that's a melee, right? And I still, like, die from the gunfight, just purely to the shield bash, right? And yeah, I might have been shot by a shotgun, but there's been several times where I've just died to a shield bash or a shoulder charge as well, where it's been just baffling why it's doing that much damage from sliding, from just running at me, and obviously jumping. Yes, jumping's supposed to boost the damage, but again, no melee ability should be one tapping, especially when something like Ballistic Slam is avoidable via a double jump. You can avoid the damage from a Ballistic Slam by double jumping. It's very easy to do on a Hunter. You can double jump away from a Ballistic Slam like that. All you do is just take a bit of a, you know, pushback from the initial impact on the ground, if that at all. And you can counter that by just using a melee to just latch back onto the player. But, you know, the damage from a Ballistic Slam is easy to avoid via jumping. And I think that's stupid because Hunters have the ability to double jump out of the way so much faster than Warlocks and Titans. Titans have to do and wait that. And it's just like, I know I'm going off on a tangent about a specific ability, and I apologize for that, but shield bashes, shoulder charges, hammer strikes need to be addressed as well. They can't be doing that much damage. They can't be that absurdly broken. Like, you know, even like, just again, sorry, I apologize. I'm going down a rabbit hole here with this rant, but I have a clip of a Titan running up to me, shield bashing me. Without touching me, they just go past me with the shield bash, right? But they don't shield bash. They just teleport past me. Their animation doesn't happen. They just zoom past me before running around a corner, avoiding my teammates' shots while doing the shield bash animation. They do run around a corner while that animation happens. So it contorts their hitbox so you can't hit them. And I've been in that situation where I've been trying to shoot them and their hitbox is just contorted because they teleport and then around the corner with the ability. It's like you're clearly shield bashing 5 seconds beforehand. And, you know, I could make an entire new video about why I think certain abilities should be tweaked and what I think should be the tweaking done to said abilities. But again, I apologize for that little rabbit hole. It's just stupid things plaguing the trials and things like that, like that entire rant I just went on. Those things are hurting the PvP experience as a whole, and specifically trials. Along with the, you know, skill-based matchmaking and all that in normal PvP has been hurting to a certain degree. It is annoying, like when you're stuck playing either the sweatiest of sweats or you're stuck on a team with the dumbest of cunts. But that's an entire different discussion. We're here to talk about trials, and when it comes to trials, it is annoying. Sorry, I'm sure you can hear my dog barking in the background. But when it comes to trials, it is a very annoying experience because if you're playing by yourself, like I did a lot of back during Exodus Blue, it's not fun being stuck with two teammates who are just like, you know, idiotic, and you're just got the other team who is spamming abusive meta and all that type of stuff. And I went flawless, I think 3 or 4 times on that Exodus Blue map. It's a good map that I enjoy and I know how to play around when it comes to certain builds that I use. I usually use Tarabar and a shotgun, but it plagues the game when you just have the same group of people, the same, you know, community of people using the same old abusive bullshit where it's like, if you don't use it, you're dead. You're gonna lose. There's no arguing against it. You know what I mean? And that's like when it comes to Bungie trying to do something about it, I've seen, like I said, there was the nerf to linears that happened today on Reset, which is quite good news. I'm excited to see if that tweaks anything or fixes anything proper, because I was sick of getting shot by those two things. But I feel like Bungie need to do something about the sidearms, specific abilities being too broken in PvP specifically, because honestly, sometimes, like I said, shield bashing, invis, the melee arc melee ability, the arc melee ability for Warlocks is just a bit over the top. But I could go on a tangent for like hours, so I won't dive down that. And like there's some that mixes into some of the things that I think that could be done to fix it, like just fix the abilities, fix the weapons, and, you know, like there's this entire mindset behind the community, which is, I'm getting stomped on by this combo of weapons. If they use it, I'll use it type thing, where obviously the easy solution for that is if this thing is broken, I won't use it to therefore make it a funner thing for not a funner, sorry, that's not a word, a more enjoyable experience, because I'm not going to abuse meta crutching bullshit. But obviously that doesn't happen. This is the internet. What are we doing here? Everybody's going to crutch whatever they want to win because they don't care about the other person's experience. But it's like Bungie think that with stuff like, especially with something like Sidearm, it's like, oh, people will find a way. A lot of people think, it's not just Bungie, but a lot of people think, oh, you can adjust to it. You can just play around it. You can't. Sidearms, you can't play around sidearms. They beat SMGs. They beat ARs. They beat, hand cannons. They beat any other close range option for gunfights. And yeah, you could beat them with a pulse rifle, but at that point, you're just going to be using always on time. Not always on time. Sorry, I'm such an idiot. No time to explain. And that is another pulse rifle that should be, talked about. It's a bit over the top. That's happening. Like, that weapon itself is broken, but I keep segueing onto different things that are just, I could make an entire rant on, and I apologize for that. But regardless, I wanted to make this quick little video giving my thoughts upon it, because I have been very pent up with frustration over the last couple of weeks with Trials. I've been trying to find enjoyment in Destiny 2. If you watch my streams, I've been playing Minecraft. I know this entire rant video sounds like me bitching about not being good enough to counter, and if you think of it like that, feel free. I've just stated my opinions about what the fuck is going on, and if you agree with me, please, like the video and tell me what your thoughts are down below. And even if you disagree with me, dislike the video and tell me what your thoughts are down below. I want to hear them. I want to hear from whoever watches this video. If you guys watch this and have thoughts upon it, tell me what it's like what your experience is down below. But I tried to keep this short. I apologize for the going on tangents, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. Love you all. Bye bye.